ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lair of the Slasher Club. Tonight, we will be doing a very short review on a most recent movie we've seen. Little, a 2009 comedy, which I'm also claiming this episode to be my 19th birthday episode. So, happy birthday to me. And I gotta say, this was my fault for picking this movie. In short, Little is a 2019 train wreck about a internet mogul who's trying to find her way in the world, trying to keep a client, and also she's kind of a bitch, but that's personally because she was bullied throughout her early life by kids, which I can personally relate to, but it's not as good as it sounds. And if any of you have seen the trailer, really, it's a big fat lie. I mean, unless you figured it was terrible and that you didn't want to see it, you're probably right. But on to my notes. It involved Regina Hall and Marcy Martin from Blackish, Issa Rae from BoJack Horseman, Justin Hartley from This Is Us, and that's it for the star-studded cast, which, no offense guys, but I've never seen any of the shows that I just mentioned, and I haven't heard of any of the other things they've been in. So I went in this movie pretty dark on how they usually perform on TV or on camera. But in light, it's basically a 30-minute episode of any kids anthology series stretched out to last an hour and 49 minutes, and it was so cringy. The only time I'd ever give it a second watch is if I was stoned out of my mind. Little is basically just another generic kids movie that you see on Nick these days. I mean, who didn't really like Split or God, I can't think of anything else, but I grew up on Nickelodeon movies. I've seen the Rugrats movies, I've seen all the Jimmy Neutron and, well, the only Jimmy Neutron movie and the Fairly Odd Parents movies, live action and cartoon, and, jeez. I've seen a lot of Nickelodeon movies, but if this was put on Nick, I guess the kids would like it, but me personally felt it was an insult to what Nick stood for, or Nickelodeon was good at in the old days, which for me was the young 2000s. Basically, it's filled with cringy moments like a weird Michael Jackson dance, which could have been better. The whole scene where she's trying to figure out that she's a little kid, she doesn't find out until she finally looks in the mirror, but everyone's looking weird at her. She tries to steal her car. It was not that funny. I mean, it got a few giggles from me, but that's about it. I mean, I found one scene where her boyfriend comes in and answers and it goes terribly wrong, was pretty funny, but it's basically your generic age swap, which I liked Big, the old movie about the boy that ends up a grown-up, after making a wish. I believe I've seen Zac Efron's 17 again. I don't really have much memory of it. I've never seen 13 going on 30, but I definitely have seen a lot of TV shows with an age regression episode, and this was not that good. I mean, it's filled with a lot of terrible jokes that could have, I guess, made a kid laugh, and so many references to the Fortnite dance or... yeah, Fortnite. And I know, I'm with a lot of you who hate the game. I'm more into the original shooters like Halo, Call of Duty, and the Battlefront 2005 game. But our world today is filled with Fortnite dancers, and that's it. The jokes about the 80s were cringy. The whole scene about the kids wanting to go dance and sing for some pepper rally, which I honestly first thought, this seems like they're about to gain a Carrie moment, which I believe was a bit wrong, but also in some sense correct. There's not really much to say about this movie, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna lie to you, like a lot of the rating companies, like Rotten Tomatoes or Mogul, but I did not like this movie, and again, I feel if you're gonna bring your child to this movie, at least cover their eyes during the PG-13 moments. But yeah, it's more of a kid's movie. It wasn't that funny, and it just overdid a lot of the jokes. And this comes from the director who did Girls Trip and... honestly, I can't remember anything else she did. One of them was the ones that helped with, Hair Salon or Barbershop. The second cut, which I never saw because I never even saw the original, but I give this movie a 3.2. I mean, I can't get any lower because, again, it did give me a few laughs, but there were a lot of moments that I don't want to spoil at the moment because a lot of you haven't seen this movie yet, but there was a lot of throwaway characters like the teacher, the Agent B, who I figured was going to have like a Ferris Bueller's Day Out plotline where she was going to chase them around or make sure they don't skip school or screw up. But that was completely shot down. She just had one scene and that was it. I'm not going to talk bad about the children actors because, again, they're child actors. They did the best they could. They did well for how they did. And really, I just didn't like the main cast. It was your boring, generic size regression story, which has been done over and over again. And it was not fun for me. It was fun for my girlfriend who likes it, but for me, I'm sorry, I've seen a lot better movies, and this was not one of them. So, this has been my 19th birthday episode. I'll see you guys later this week for my review on Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines, and, well, good night, goodbye, and we'll see you next week.